Yo, welcome back to another episode of Sessions with Serge. As you can see, I have a co-host with me, or a guest, as you can see. This is my little brother, Sky. Everybody call him Slim. As some of you may know, for those who don't, that's who he is. His tags and information will be at the bottom. But without further ado, let's jump into it. By now, if you've been keeping up with the episodes, then let's keep hope alive. That's episode 5. All righty. So this week's episode, of course, with the guests I have, I thought it'd be fitting to discuss family. I know that's all my subjects is damn near touchy to some extent, so ain't no point in saying that. So let's jump right into it. So, Sky, do you consider family to be important? Number one, which I don't know the answer to that, but if in order of how you rate things as far as the hierarchy system, most folks be like, God, family, finances. Where would you put family at as your list of things that's important to you?
Um, family is family is like my backbone, so it's like the number two thing. God first, family second.
Okay. I would say the same for my list. God first, family second. Um, okay, so oof, our family. You gotta take a deep breath before you say our family, 'cause boy, our family is one of a kind. So I'm gonna jump around as far as the questions and the points I want to make in reference to family. But um in reference to how we grew up, we did grow up in a single parent household. It was just my mom and 3 boys. We do have an older brother as well who wasn't able to be here, but shout out to him. Um, do you feel like growing up in a single parent household without a father shaped you in a negatively way? And if so, which ways? That's question number one. And then number two, do you feel like that it would have been different had we had a male in the house? That's question number two. Question number one first.
Would it have been different if we had a male in the house?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
To what degree? What do you feel?
Uh, well, usually a man's role mostly is financial. Um, so financially, we wouldn't have struggled, I believe, as much as we did. What was the first question? What was the first? How did you?
I said, do you feel like growing up in a single parent household shaped you any differently? Like, how do you feel that impacted how you are as a person moving throughout this world now, as a
Mm,
grown adult male being raised by a woman?
well, ooh, that's a tough one. Well, after therapy, no, but being raised by a woman, it has its effects. I grew up probably more. Looking back on it, I probably grew up more emotional than most guys I knew that did have their dad. Uh, and and I was considered the mean one.
Nigga ain't told not one lie.
But even then, like even when I used to fight, I used to cry. So I felt like even with that, I was aggressive, but I was brought up emotional. Like, a lot more women are more emotional than men. I felt like if we did have a father in the house, he would be able to manage my emotions better. I would have learned to manage my emotions better. I would have saw how two people cohabitate together. Because I never saw that. Uh, we never we never saw like a lot of things that we probably needed to see as far relationship wise. We never got the chance to see that at all. So never saw somebody be good to my mom, and I never saw my mom be a wife to anybody. So yeah, I think it affected me in relationship wise because all I had was outside influences and older brothers to look up to and learn from. So yeah.
And do you feel like that is was more so positive or negative to how you view yourself now? Like, do you feel like the influence that we like lack of cohabitation or lack of bond between a man and a woman inside our home. Do you feel like that has shaped who you are today, as far as your outlook and view on relationships when you're in one?
I think your environment shapes how you are. I think that's for everybody, honestly. It shaped how I am. Uh, mainly, mainly, I saw what I didn't want, and then in some ways, I saw what I did want. Also, um, our mother, um, for people who don't know, is very caring and very loving. She's a great cook, and so she's very motherly.
Nurture. Yeah.
Nurturing, yeah, that's a good word. So she's very nurturing in that aspect. So I saw some things that eventually when I started to find a woman, some things that I did want, and then I also saw some things that growing up that I know I didn't want from looking at my mom. So honestly, yeah, and also learning from brothers who are just slightly older than you, they are learning as they go as well. So like, we pretty much all just learning from each other, at that point. Justin first, you second, and I had the advantage of going last. So I saw y'all get in trouble more, and I knew ways to take that to my advantage. But yeah, it's never really the greatest aspect when you don't have both parents. I think that's how God was meant it to have to put it, and that's how it's supposed to be. So when you don't have both your parents, you're gonna miss something no matter what.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to say that both parents are perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying? Two parent homes are perfect homes because they got problems as well. But I do think we missed a lot of fun, foundation growing up, like from a man point of view.
I got you. And I'm gonna answer those same questions I just asked him. So, um, family is extremely important to myself. Like that's something I deem extremely close. If you ever dealt with me or know of me, then you know how close I am when it comes to my family. Good, bad, or indifferent. I normally ride for my family regardless. But I'm also one of those people who don't mind holding folks accountable. Like I'm very vocal, and I don't choose sides. If we have a disagreement or somebody else has a disagreement, I can just give my honest opinion on what I see from both angles. I'm not going to just side with Sky because we're closest, or side with my older brother just because whatever the case may be. I don't just side with who I feel I'm closer to in those moments. But I definitely feel like some things regarding a father was missed. Um, but then I also got to know my father in my teenage years, and being around him and his side of the family. Um, I don't know if I would have benefited greatly from having him involved. I'm sure it would have been an adjustment to how I grew up and what happened in my life, that I probably could have made wiser decisions or smarter moves and choices growing up. But I don't know how much he would have affected change if he had been involved from the time I was born to adulthood. I do agree that it did make me a little more sensitive in regards to how I handle certain situations and how I treat folks. I do have a more sensitive side, being that, it was only a woman in the house. But I don't know if I said I definitely do believe that some foundational things could have been discussed. Of course, how to pursue a woman and all of that from young probably could have been shown to me because I just had like maybe TV experiences or maybe homeboys or uncles to view. And I don't know if that was the best viewing that I saw coming up. Not from all of the males in my family, but definitely for most. Um, so it definitely could have been a different showing as far as a learning curve to assist with the learning curve of how to pursue and treat a woman. But I feel like being that I was raised in a house by my mom only, that I learned how to treat a woman better, if I can say better than that, if I would have had a male in the house. Everybody learns differently and everybody views things differently. So my learning curve was might have been different from his. How he may have interpreted things and saw things maybe totally different from how I viewed it and put it into what I do and how I pursue somebody now. Like I am more sensitive, more attentive, more nurturing, more caring when I deal with a woman than a lot of the people I know who had a two-parent household. And it may be because their dad never showed that in, in close sight, or wasn't very loving on their mom, or, stuff like that. So I think of it from both angles, but I don't think if I could that I would change how I grew up, only because I got to know my dad later on in life. And I don't know if he would have been the influence that I would have needed growing up. Um, for those of people that don't know, we do have different fathers. So I got to meet my dad, like I said, in my late teens when we transitioned back to Louisiana for a few years. And, I kind of got to know him on a more personal level. We did have a huge falling out during those years. So we was cool for a couple years, and then we went like 5 or 6 years without speaking. And then my son was born, and then I don't know, God put it on my heart to reach back out to him and try to squash it, and so he can potentially be involved in my son's life, if you wanted that option. And then we kind of got close, and then he passed a few years ago. So we kind of had like, some sort of closeness. When I did go to Louisiana, I would go visit him. It wasn't very frequently, but whenever I would go, I would, take time to go spend maybe a day with him or so. But looking back on it, I don't think I missed much with him not being around. Um, you may feel differently in regards to your upbringing, but I mean, we grew up in the same house. But I'm just saying, like, he may see it differently um, from his point of view about having a father around, or his father around. And my older brother may feel different than both of us, like I said, because he also knew who his father was and had like a little smidget of a relationship with him for a short amount of time, and then that faded as well. So, in all honesty, from how I view it, I don't think none of us missed much by the guys that was chosen to be our fathers. But that's just me. I can't speak for him. Do you feel differently?
Yeah, definitely. Uh, I think if I had uh, a father, I think I still would have treat women probably the same. Because you know I feel like I value and respect women, but also I don't think I was taught to value and respect myself. Like, what I'm saying? We was brought up in a household where um men didn't really have to hold themselves accountable. And we wasn't taught how to receive love. Back we was always taught like to just make her happy, make the woman happy, or as long as she's happy, or a happy wife, happy life type situation. But nobody really taught us, like, you're supposed to be happy as well. And I think if a man was in the house, he would have taught us that. That's what he would have taught us. Like, yeah, she's supposed to be happy too, but she's supposed to be making you happy as well. Like, and teach them how to love you as well. And it's not just a one-way street where you got to give, give, give. It's like, what I'm saying? So I think we missed out on that. And we got a lot of, because our mom was teaching us, like, this is what you do, this is what you do. You open the doors and you do this and you do that. But she wasn't saying what you're supposed to get back in return. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was all just main trial and error. Like, shoot, jump out there and just go get it. Like, I ain't need nobody to tell me how to talk to girls, but shoot, that was just life. Like, shoot. And growing up in the era that we came from, that was what you was gonna do anyway. So, but I did think how to respect yourself and how to carry yourself and moving forward and what to look for in a woman. That's some stuff that we should have learned. Yeah. So
And do you feel that how we were raised that you take some of those things that we were shown when we was younger into how you parent now, or did you go against the grain and totally switch all the opposite switches of how you were raised when while raising your child,
Like what?
like spankings, punishments, um, yelling, the how you discipline, the lessons that's taught as far as like religion. Like, do you take all those lessons and pass them along, or are you like, well, this is how I saw it. I'm doing totally different from what I saw.
I tried to take the best of what mom gave us, and I tried to apply it to the child that I have, because all of us was different. All of us needed to be parent different. What worked for you didn't work for me. You could get whippings. I hated to get touched. So punishment would work on me. It didn't work on you.
Yeah, I hated punishment. Whip my ass and let me go back outside.
Yeah. So I think with the whippings, I don't do just as much just because I got a girl and I was always like afraid of hurting her, even though she's a tough kid. But um yeah, I yell all the time. All the time. It was just how we was brought up. We a loud family.
Very
That's just
loud.
how we was brought up. So yelling and clowning, I feel like I'm much more nicer than mom is. And I'm much more nah, for my kid, I'm much more nicer
I don't know. Yeah, I think y'all.
because our relationship, like, it's much more of a she's able to talk to me, and I don't feel like I was able to really express myself as a kid. It's just you do what you're told, and I could talk to you, and like after she get done cussing us out, I'll come back and be like, "Man, that's some bull," oh, for real. But I wouldn't say it to her. Most of the time, with me and my kid, she be able to have these conversations. She able to take her frustrations out without cussing. But yeah, I did take the religion I did when I came of age, I did step out into the world to test it for myself, other religions and stuff. But I did come back to the same faith as my mom and how I was raised, and I did try to bring her up with the same morals that I was raised with. I for sure, like, cause if I can remember anything, that's what she tried to instill with us, like to be a trustworthy person, to have character, to be decent to people, kind, have a good heart, you know, follow God commandments, stuff like that. I think that's what I try to take the most, like the best of mom, and then the stuff that I didn't agree with, I try to find my own way to parent and to fit the kid that I have. Cause I'm not my daughter. My daughter wasn't me. Like, I was kinda bad, you was worse, but my daughter is a really chill kid, like, real quiet and real friendly, so I try to parent the kid that I got.
I do believe that, piggybacking on what you just said, I do believe that this generation of parents are a little different as far as communication with their kid. Not always, because they do have some, some cases that's different. But I do notice that the older era of parenting was very, you do what I say, no lip back. We ain't got to discuss it. Ain't nothing to discuss. My word is law. My word is final. But I do agree that nowadays I do see more parents allowing their kids to speak on if they feel something is wrong or think something is wrong, to voice it, because parents get it wrong too. There's no. I mean, there's books out there, but they don't teach you how to be a parent. It's just guidelines of what they feel they is right or what this therapist said. But until you experience the experience of being a parent and how you parent, can't really be taught. It's just something that you have to go through and deal with on your own, and then you start learning. Okay, well, I messed this up. Next go around, I'm gonna change this. I noticed that my child is sensitive to this, so I'm gonna find a different way to approach that. I don't know if that era of parents recognize those things at during that time, um, to make the adjustments. Now into adulthood, I do remember having to sit down with mom, and she voice her apologies in reference to things that she may have done while coming up on a learning curve during her own time of parenting. And, I didn't need it, but it was appreciative to hear. But I do take those lessons into how I parent. You know, my daughter can be spoken to and it'll be cool. We can just have a conversation. She can voice her opinion. I can tell her what I feel and what I think, and then we can go from there. My son a little different. He not as privy to a lot of stuff as of yet because he's still fairly young. My daughter's an adult, so that's, like I said, it's way easier to get my point across to her because, like I said, she's of age. With him, I don't spank him very often because it just doesn't require. He's not a bad kid, but he does act out and have his moments where I have had to whip him, and I still do very much believe in spankings. Like I said, just not as much. I talk to him more than I spank him. I can count on two hands how many times I've actually whipped him. But the times he did get whipped, he did deserve it. So I ain't apologizing for that. But I do talk to him more than I do whip him because he is getting lessons from two different households. Where when he's with his mom, she may have these set of rules, this sort of arrangement with him, and then when he gets to my house, it can be totally different. So I do give him some sort of grace, recognizing that it may be harder to tumble between two different households and two different sets of rules, and so I do give him some grace in that regard. But when it comes to certain things, I don't play about certain things, disrespect, profanity, those type of things. Like I don't play with those type of things. So if I hear any of that, then normally it's a problem and he gets spanked for it. But I do also take religion, so I do bring him up learning teaching him the same things I learned when I was coming up as a kid that I do find and stand by morally. And then with the things I wasn't a fan of, I make those alterations to adjust to, like he said, who he's parenting, because every kid ain't the same. And although most parents just parent the same way amongst each kid, he is very valid when he said each kid has to be parented differently. And that's things you don't learn until you start having multiple kids. You start to learn, like, hey, what I did with Azari, I can't do with SJ. And what I do with SJ, I can't do with Azari. Like, I have to parent her one way, parent him one way. And then, certain guidelines are across the board. So it don't matter who's who. But how I approach each child is totally different based on their personalities, their characteristics, what they listen to, you know, because like I said, whipping Azaria may not be beneficial. That may, trigger something else in her. Whereas whipping SJ, she fall in line and be like, "Hey, I won't do it again," which is his personality. Like the couple times I had spanked him, he apologized immediately and was like, "You were right for whipping me." I ain't never said that as a kid ever. I was like, "This is some bull. I ain't getting whipped again. I just got whipped yesterday." Like so, and I don't know if that changed anything in me. Like I said, punishment was way more a problem for me than whippings. I didn't really. You could whoop me, I'd be right back outside, right back doing what I was doing, and cool. But confinement and like being taken or having things stripped away from me was always like my biggest like, oh no, I can't deal with that. I go crazy. I was already a hyperactive kid, couldn't stand being locked up in the house while we're looking out the blinds, watching everybody else outside having fun. I mean, these kids don't go outside nowadays anyway, but then that was the thing. Going outside was the thing. And then this nigga outside and I'm stuck in the house because I done did some stuff I ain't supposed to be doing. I'm like, yeah, that ain't fair. He barely got whipped, barely got punished. And then he could tell you he was a good kid, but that nigga was a bad kid.
I just didn't
Yeah,
get caught.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. You hear that, Mom? He was just as bad, he just didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Yo, welcome back to another public surge announcement. And this week, this one might be a little long, so bear with me. But I want to discuss love and care. I think people get those two misconstrued all the time. And I think that a lot of people are wrong in thinking that just because they care about you, that they automatically love you. And it's just not the case. It's not. And I feel like people get those two wrong every single time. Now, I do believe if you truly do love somebody, that care is automatic. But just because you care somebody doesn't mean that you love them. And I think people get it twisted because they do a bunch of stuff for folks or buy a bunch of things or give a bunch of monetary gifts or show up for their family that automatically means that they love you. And that's just not true. I told one of my exes, that I didn't believe that they loved me, and they got super defensive. Like, how can you say that? I did all this for you. I did all this for your family, but, and that doesn't mean I'm not appreciative of the things you did, but whether you bought one thing, bought one item, loaned money, whatever the case may be, or you didn't, it wouldn't have changed what I felt for you. But I do believe that if you truly love somebody, certain things come with love. Like respect comes with love. Loyalty comes with love. Like those things are automatic. And if you didn't respect, didn't care about what happened when I wasn't around, or told me one thing but was totally doing another. If all those things transpired, then no, you didn't love me. And I don't care who you call or who you ask or who you phone. Like those things don't change what actually transpired. I came up from humble beginnings. Like, I'm appreciative of everything that some people have done for me, but I grew up without much, having to get hand-me-downs. I grew up, poor, for lack of better words, So I can get it out the mud or understand, not having anything. Noodles, no packet. Cereal with the powder milk, the canned milk. Waffles, no syrup, jelly. No, I'm just playing. But, so I am appreciative of the things that, that have been done for me. But I think that people get those two mixed up a lot. They feel like because they do a bunch of things for you that automatically equates to them loving you. And I just never been a fan of that concept because I don't believe that to be true. Like the things that you do for somebody when you love them, number one, don't have to be brought back up. Like, if you do it for me, then you did it for me. And I'm appreciative. Like, nobody can ever say that they did something for me without that nigga didn't show no appreciation, because that just wouldn't be true. But if you do something for me, I'm always appreciative. And I show my appreciation in return for what I do for you. Always. But I wish folks would stop getting those two mixed up. There's love, and then there's care. You can care for somebody and not love them. But I feel if you truly love somebody, then care comes along with it. Off rip. So that's just my thoughts. Again, I'm no therapist, just a dude that keeps it a buck. Until next time. Oh, totally switching gears. This just popped in my head because I've been seeing it on social media a lot. I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's been going on with Brorilla
Who?
and Glorilla.
Oh, Glow.
Yeah,
What happened to her?
her Bristol,
Oh,
her
her
brother Bristol. But so
Yeah,
she came out
he mad at her.
yeah, she came out publicly saying that Glow got a lot of money and should be helping out more, and she got bank and she watching us struggle. So my question is, do you feel I know that's looked frowned upon in the Black community. Like, if you make it, you're supposed to take care of your family. That's just the way it's always been, how people view it. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like if you was to come into a large lump sum of money, that it would be your priority to look after your family? Or would you feel like, I work for this, I got it out the mud, it's y'all turn to figure it out? Or do you feel like you would be one of those people who made it, got a lump sum of money, and look out for your family?
Like,
Do you feel obligated? Do you feel like it's an obligation?
I would say, well, for one, before I answer that question, I think that she did help in some way. I don't think that she didn't help at all.
Yeah, I don't believe that
But
either.
if it was me, I don't feel obligated that my family owe me anything, honestly. If I was in that Glow's position, me personally, I probably would help. I probably would help. It depends on who it is. Um, if you my brother, yeah, Imma help. If you my cousin, I doubt it. Because
Yeah, I was just about to
I don't hear from my cousins now.
I was just about to
So
ask, like, do you have like a circle that you know, okay, this circle, if I make it, they gonna get looked out for. Everybody else can
Oh, for
kick
sure.
rocks.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
So you feel like it's some sort of obligation to those in your immediate circle, but everybody else, it is what it is.
Honestly, I will look out for the people that's always looked out for me. Um, and it's not always about finance. It's always about the people who called, who checked on me, who for people who don't know, I have sickle cell. So the people who visit me in the hospital, when I was down,
Which that nigga hate. That nigga
yeah,
don't like visitors.
yeah, definitely call before you come. But if you reached out and you tried to pick my daughter up for me or something like that, or you prayed for me and stuff like that, but you always checked on me. It's some people that I feel like um showed me a lot of love and helped me get through to the next situation, and get to the next moment. And those are the people I think I would still look out for. Um some people just want to call you family just for the title and just because we born into the same family. I'm not obligated to do nothing for you at all. Everybody got the same 24 like as you. So don't get mad at me just because God blessed me with my 24. But like I said, Glow ain't wrong. Like it's her money. Shoot, if Rilla can feel like she can make a song just as good as Glow, go make your song. Like go see if Gotti gonna sign you. Go see if anybody gonna sign you. But she not obligated to help you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like anything she do is gonna be strictly out of love out your heart. Like, cause and if she did do it without just doing it from the love of her heart, I don't think you would want it anyway. Like, I wouldn't want it unless you. I don't like anybody to do anything for me just for them to throw it back in my face.
That's a fact.
Like if you gonna throw it back up, then don't do
Just
it
keep it.
in the
Yeah.
first place. Like I don't even want it. Like, that goes for anything. If I gotta hear about a stick of gum that you gave me last Sunday, like, man, come on. Every Sunday I gotta hear about this same stick of gum. Like, for real, bro, keep your gum. Man, for real. I know I got a peppermint somewhere, like, for real. Like, if I gotta hear about the same thing over and over, I don't want it. I don't want it.
I do.
And it didn't come from a genuine place.
Stank breath ass
It didn't come from a genuine
nigga.
place. Yeah. Keep it.
Nah, I feel that 100%. I don't feel like it's an obligation. Um, at least not for everybody. Like you said, those who looked out for me unasked. Like number one, I don't really like taking favors from anybody because again, like you said, people will throw it up and use it as a tool against you. Like, oh well, you were saying that when I helped you with this. Like, I ain't never been that type of person. If I've ever done anything for anybody or I've ever helped anybody, you won't ever hear it back from me unless you get to a place of disrespect and making it seem like I ain't never had your back. Then I might have to call a spade and go down the list of things I did do. But just off the rip, just like bringing up everything I've done for you or expecting some sort of pat on the back just because I did for you. If I did it, it's because I genuinely wanted to or because I know you genuinely needed it. And I ain't looking for a handout or hell, half the time I ain't even looking for you to give it back unless I just become in need and like, hey, everybody loans to this, I need that back. Like, but most of the time, or the people I have done for, it's without question. Like if I rock with you or got any sort of love for you and you done for me without no BS, then there's nothing for me to look back out for you. So I do have a list. If I ever did make it big or come into a lump sum of money that I know I'm going to look out for, and then everybody else get it how you live because people like to throw that around like, oh, you didn't even look out for family. Like family wasn't looking out for me either. So I don't know why you would expect something when you know you ain't never did nothing for me and you never hit my phone or hit my line and be like, hey, just checking in on you, bro. I don't need nothing, just seeing how you doing. Like even with my homeboys, like we check in frequently. Even the ones that don't live locally, like I check in on them, they'll check in on me. And that's how you know it's a real friendship. I ain't hitting your line to ask you for nothing. I ain't expecting nothing from you. I'm just checking to see if you're alive, checking to see if you're good, checking to see how your family is. Cause that's what friendship is. It ain't limited to, oh, well, we only live in the same state. I see you when I see you. But you're right. Like, I don't know if I look out for cousins or, you know, uncles outside of the one that lives here locally. But yeah, ain't nobody getting a dime. That ain't on that list. I can tell you.
I'm not looking as well. I'm not looking for nothing as somebody coming to some chick.
Same.
Even if my mama coming to a lump sum of money, hey, congratulations.
I'm looking.
I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
I'm happy, but I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Need my cut. If this nigga gets some money, I
Sure.
need my cut.
Get your life straight.
I'm online like Brorilla. This nigga Sky got a check and they give me that? The audacity of this nigga.
Yeah, but okay, so thank you. You would expect something from me. Would you expect something from Jay?
No,
You expect something from me, but you don't expect nothing from your oldest brother.
no.
Why not?
So our relationships are different. Like, and it ain't nothing against my older brother. You know, we've had, I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm in the middle, so I'm close with both sides, but I just feel like he's been on his own for quite some time. Like, we check in frequently, always have. Hell, we done lived together damn near the entirety of our life, even post high school. Like, we've had several apartments together, a house together, you know, even after the house, we, move in with each other so it's kind of been a normalcy for us to be in the same space. Justin got married in what, 2012?
Yeah, he was
Yeah, 2012. And he's kind of had his own family or thing going. And, so I know for him, he has an entire family to look after. We both single, you know, both just us and our kids. So no, I wouldn't expect anything from him because I recognize he has a family to attend to first. And, if he chose to give, then he would. If he didn't, he didn't. I wouldn't feel no way either way. But if this nigga hit and I don't get a call or a check, we got a problem. It's just, I don't know why it's like that, but that's just how it is. And I'm sure it's the same for him. I don't think he would expect nothing from Justin.
Nah,
But Justin, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to change his name. But yeah, he wouldn't expect anything either. So, I mean, that's just how it is. I don't know why it's like that, but it's just how it is. And I'm sure if I hit for some money, that nigga would expect something. He can give y'all that.
Oh, for
Yeah, he can give y'all that BS line about some. Yeah,
not from my mama, but from him. Oh, for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
See, pot calling the kettle, nigga. But yeah, it's just. I mean, like I said, we've always had a very close relationship, so it's kind of like automatic. It wouldn't even be. It would be without question. Like,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't even. He wouldn't have to make no call because I'd already set him straight. Same thing with my
We're gonna
mom.
pick our cars together.
Yeah, same thing.
Tell you that.
Same thing with my mom and my auntie and my uncle
New truck.
and my homeboys that I do have a very close relationship. I'd even look out for them just on GP because I do feel like we've developed brother-like bonds. So even for like my very close homeboys, not every nigga that's on my friend list, but my very most of my homeboys know who I'm referring to because I've had these type of conversations with them. If any of us was to ever hit big or come into some money, that we would look out for each other in that realm. But
Yeah, I agree. I got friends that I would help out before family. Some dudes that are some really great fathers, and I would definitely look out for them. Like, shout out to all my homeboys who are just really great dads. The ones that have kids, they some really great dads. All of them, because I'm not friends with anybody who don't take care of their kids. So, I think I would help out a couple of 'em.
yeah, like I said, I got a list, and if you don't make the list, I don't know what to tell you.
But like I said, to answer your question, I wouldn't feel no type of way. If Justin Justin came into some money, if he came into some money, I better get some.
I'm gonna send that nigga a thank you card. Appreciate you looking out, my boy.
Yeah, and I'll be I'll be in his front yard like, bro, really, come outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to this week's Black Business Shout Out. I did my first one last week. Got pretty good feedback. And if you would like your business shouted out, of course, you can always hit me at any of my platforms that you follow. You can leave it in the comments under this video, or you can email me at sessionswithsurge@gmail.com. But this week's Black Business shout out will be Slim Shot Photography. It is my little brother's business. He is a photographer. So if you need school pictures, family photos, you want a photo shoot of any sort, that is the guy to hit up. His information will be, of course, at the bottom. So feel free to follow his Instagram. And like I said, if you want some pictures taken, hit him up. This has been this week's Black Business Shout Out. And again, if you want your business shouted out, feel free to hit me. As always, deuces. But yeah, that's all we got today. That was our discussion on family. If you feel indifferent or got your opinion on what you think, feel free to leave it in the comments. I appreciate all the subscriptions, all the follows, all the likes. I don't it doesn't go unnoticed, and I do appreciate everybody who'll be sharing and reacting and commenting and subscribing. Make sure y'all keep subscribing to the YouTube channel because that does make a difference. Your brother's trying to be monetized, so can keep rising. So until next time, peace.